Okay, everybody. It looks like we are recording. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Today, I wanted to be honest with you guys, which literally, when am I not? Um, so anyway, we're gonna do a June recap. June recap has been pretty chaotic, has been pretty all over the place. I've posted a couple videos this month, kind of showing where I've been and like what I've been up to. I recently went to Puerto Rico and I've just been working a lot and I've been spending a lot of time by myself and I've been trying to get out of my like normal loop of going to work and then coming home. I reconnected with an old friend of mine. Like when I say old friend, she quite literally is an old friend, and I've just been doing a lot of thinking about my sexuality. So I guess we'll start off with probably the biggest thing, which is my sexuality. Um, I am bisexual, if you don't know that. Um, Now you know that. I thought that I was a lesbian for the longest time, and then I realized that um I don't know. I was like, I would date a guy. Like, why am I like writing them off? Like, obviously a lot of them are horrible and like annoying and weird, but I'm not opposed to it. And I saw this movie from Aubrey Plaza. I always want to say Audrey because I knew this girl named Audrey, but it's Aubrey. And I never heard of the name Audrey before I met this girl Audrey. I always knew it was Aubrey, but now I get it confused. Now that that's out of the way, we can continue the rest of the story. So the movie, I think it's called My Old Ass. It's basically about a young Aubrey Plaza thinking that she is a lesbian because she's only dating and only hooking up with women. And then she meets this guy who like checks all her boxes basically, and he's perfect and they're perfect and they are happy, and that's literally the end of the movie. um and then that movie kind of changed me because I was like, why am I writing off men? It's kind of a little bit incelly, not incelly, but what's the word? Some woman put this, she was on TikTok and she said this, and I kind of agree with this, but I also kind of don't. She said men that hate women are like incels and, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, what about women that hate men? Like, is that the same kind of concept? And I was like, we just have to come to a general consensus of like, it's not everybody. It's literally not everybody. It's just some people that literally ruin it for all of us. You know what I mean? And ruin the experience for all of us. Um, but I was like, I got to give these guys a shot. You know what I mean? They're not there for each other. So, blah, blah, blah. I'm, with that being said, I'm not dating or talking to a guy, but I am, they're back up on the table. They're back on the menu, basically. Which feels really disappointing to say, but it is true. They're back on the menu. Um, Women obviously are always going to be on the menu. Duh, like, duh. But they're back up on there because, I don't know. I'm giving them a shot. You're welcome. To all the men out there, you've been given a shot. I also weirdly kind of want to go through, never mind. I won't say that. I was going to say I kind of weirdly want to go through a phase where I'm dating like an old man. Not like an old man, but like a dude who's like in his 40s, that, or his like 30s, like his mid 30s, that is like really young at heart and like so cool and fun to hang out with, but like we obviously don't end up together because that age gap is like horrendous. But anyway, um I kind of want to go through one of those phases, but I don't know. I'm getting older, so it's like, will that happen? Who knows? I don't care. But yeah, men are back on the table. Women have never left the table for me. I love y'all. I love us. I love us bad. But yeah. Um I also like, I think that I'm pretty bad at dating people. Well, excuse me. I know that I'm pretty bad at dating people. Like, it's not blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing, I think that I'm so oddly specific. Like, I'm so oddly specific. I'm not picky about the person. You know what I mean? I'm not picky about blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not picky about like physical appearances. I just think like if I'm getting signs that we don't mesh, I'm clocked out mentally. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's weird because it's like if it's one thing, it's not getting the ick, but it's like if I don't think we're compatible, I'm not even gonna try. Like, I'm gonna pursue you as a friend. Um, but yeah, getting pretty bad at dating. Not getting. I'm gonna get better, but there's just no one that I like. There's no one that I want to pick up and woo. There's no one that's blown me out of the water. I'm like, well, the shawty's at. No offense. No offense. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just supposed to be in my own space and in my own era, which is fine. But I'm like, damn, like my area is just not great. Unless there's something that I'm missing, like there's probably like a huge billboard back there, like, hey, if you're a young gay and you're looking for a community, come here. And my head's just like turned the opposite way. That's just kind of what it feels like. I feel like I'm missing like everything. But I'm also not upset about it because, I am living life, but it would be nice to have more relationships and more activities outside of work. Um and yeah, I am still a barista. Thumbs down. I like hate it. I can't wait to quit both of my jobs. Like I can't wait to be in my successful era. And I know it's coming. Like I really do. Sometimes I like lose the plot a little bit. Like I forget like I'm like this is supposed to be temporary and it will be, but I'm just like sometimes I just don't see a way out of this like barista slash receptionist. That's what my jobs are. And I'm like, oh my God, I hate it here. I really do. I do hate it. I hate it. I hate what I do. And it's hard because it's like I love and respect the people that I work for so much. I have great bosses and my coworkers are great. They're the nicest people I've ever like literally have met. But I'm just like, this is not what I want to do. This is not where I want to be. Like I like literally hate it. And I just feel like I'm only this young and this good looking like once in my life, and I just feel like I should be out. I feel like I should be in New York City prancing down the sidewalks tipsy with my gay and queer friends behind me, or riding a bike, riding one of those city bikes at fucking 5 in the morning, leaving my friend's apartment and going to the first coffee shop that's open because we were out all night. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I should be doing that. I'm like home. I'm home. And I love my dog so much. I'm home with my dog. She's not with me. She's with my mom because she likes me. She likes my mom more. But, I just feel like, and that's what I want. Like that's what I want my youth to be, is to just be out and to just like fucking kiss my friends on the cheek and to, just be so loving and like be so and just be putting my art out there and be working at a job that's relevant toward my future, you know? I don't want to be this fucking 24-year-old barista, which there's nothing wrong with being a 24-year-old barista. As long as you can froth that milk, baby girl, I don't care. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to be the 24-year-old barista that is like, in this small town, working in this small town. Um, like I don't care for it anymore. I did it. I've done it for years. I'm not into it. I feel like I am suppressing myself so much because I think that I know that I'm destined for greatness, but I'm just like I fucking hate where I'm at. I think that I should be with people. You know that TikTok audio that's like you should be with people. What is she even saying? I think that I should be with people. I also like really don't know anyone my age besides my friends, which sounds like duh, but I like really don't know. Like my coworkers aren't my age, none of them. I would just like to have friends that I don't work with, and I would like to have friends outside of my friends that I grew up with. Not that there's anything wrong with those fabulous women. I literally love them all so much, but like, just like friends that I just, hey, do you want to go to the city and grab lunch? And then maybe get flowers. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. It's like, I think I crave friendship so much. I don't necessarily know if I crave like a relationship. Um, I don't think that I crave like, like I I'm okay with being single as long as my social circle, like my friend circle is like tight. Um as long as I'm like I have plans and I'm busy, which like I don't need to stay busy to be happy, but like I'm cool with being single and not being pursued. If I'm like having fun with my friends, like I really don't think twice about it. Um but I just feel like we're all so busy and literally everybody lives their own life, and yeah, it's just it's a little difficult, can't lie. But what are you gonna do? Can I get an amen in the chat? No, I'm kidding. um but yeah, that's my little like relationship rant. I went to Puerto Rico. It was pretty awesome. It was actually super awesome. It was one of the best trips. Here's the thing, every time I go on like a vacation where there's like a beach and a pool, I'm having a good time. So I don't really know. Like when I went to the Florida Keys, I think like this time last year, it was awesome. Like it was my favorite vacation. It was the first vacation I ever went on where I had my own room that had a balcony. I had like this awesome shower. Um, there was like this Olympic sized pool in the house, not in the house, in the backyard of the house that we rented. And we were right on the Gulf of Mexico. I think that's the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know what body of water that is. I'm really embarrassed. But I think we were in the Gulf, on the Gulf. And I was just fishing like every day. It was really spectacular. Um, let's talk about Puerto Rico. That was last year. Puerto Rico was so fun. It was so awesome. And I would argue spectacular. Everybody there was so nice and so kind. And it was such a good break from my reality. It was such a good break from like my two jobs and like my I've just been going through a lot. Like I'm not like depressed or anything, but I have had a lot on my mind. Like I'm overcoming some things. Um, hold on. Every time I use the word overcoming, it just sounds like a word that's like in the Bible. I don't know. So I had to like stop right there. But no, I'm just like overcoming some things and um going I have to get my oil changed, so it was like a good distraction from getting my fucking oil change, bruh. You know what I mean? Fuck that oil change. I gotta sit there for 45 minutes. But yeah, it was really good. Puerto Rico is awesome. It was so awesome. We went to this beach and the water was really intense, so I really couldn't just chill, but it was beautiful to stare at, and it was nice to get I hate saying this. It was nice to get wet on the really hot day. So, yeah. Um but yes. And then here's the other thing. Let's talk about yearning and longing, which I'm pretty sure they're the exact same thing. I feel like I have to constantly remind myself why I don't talk to people, why I don't talk to two specific people. Um, because it's difficult when you still care and you have only had great memories up until the incident. You know what I mean? The thing that's um like one of my bestest friends that I have been friends with for like 7 years, I had to stop talking to in November during election season. Guess why? You know what I mean? Um but it was, you know, it stinks. I do miss her, but I'm also like, she was such a male centered woman, and she really didn't think for herself. And here's the thing, here's the kicker. She's so smart and she's so good at her job. Like, she's genuinely, like, if she put that energy into herself, she'd be a CEO. And I hate saying that. I think it's the I think it's so cringe. She would be a boss woman CEO, like, serious. Um, but she is so male centered, and she is so, like, I don't know, like, I and she was just turning into this person that I literally did not recognize. And I was like, I really can't do it. Like, I can't. And then on top of that, like, you're gonna be a Trumpy. Like, come on, dude. I was like, I really can't do it. And I'm not gonna say the thing that like broke up our friendship specifically, because as much as it did hurt, I still care about her so much. I'm not gonna slander her. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. Let me stop slandering people on this channel. They're like watching my videos and shit. It's not good. Stop slandering people. um I just get upset and I film, and then I have to end up taking down the videos because it's absolutely ridiculous that I went into so much detail. um but I'm not gonna say what she said to me that really hurt, because there were two things. But I am just like, God, I wish things were different. I don't wish things currently were different. I just wish that she was different. And then I'm like, if I have to wish that you were different, we probably shouldn't be friends. You know what I mean? Um, and she literally, I don't want to embarrass anybody. She was literally situationship final boss. Y'all think I'm bad? uh, and I'm not making fun of her, but she was situationship final boss, and that's literally one of the main reasons that I did stop talking to her, because, like I said, the male centeredness was actually so insane. And to have a situation prolong for years is crazy. And I am just like, you need to stand up for yourself and not let this literal bald man rule your life. But anyway, that's enough talk about her. Um, but yeah, I've just been thinking about, like, obviously all of our good times. Like, she was such a good friend and she was so funny, and she really understood me. And I don't think there's a lot of people that like know me to my core so deeply. Like, she was definitely like one of few, you know what I mean? And I will always cherish and respect our friendship. Like, she really knew me, and she really, blah blah blah. But yeah, and then the other girl I'm not even gonna talk about because I've talked about her enough. And yeah, she knows. She's literally probably watching on these fake accounts and shit. But um yeah, June has been okay. If I could put it into a word, it would be June has, like, okay. That would literally be it, because it's been it's been okay. It's been great. But there's been a lot of time in my head, and I really try to, I don't know, been a lot of headspace time. I gotta stop letting the thoughts win. But anyway, guys, that is it for my little 20-minute show. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Um, and let me know if you want to keep watching these videos. I hope you do, because if you don't, too bad. Subscribe because you're going to get more, because I like sitting and talking to the camera. And to the person who asked, does this girl have a therapist? I do. And she's awesome. And I don't think she has a problem with me filming these videos, so I'm going to keep filming them. Anyway, please subscribe if you are interested in a plate of spaghetti. If you are not interested in a plate of spaghetti, um, well, you should subscribe anyway, because I will. I don't even know what to say. Anyway, have a great day, everybody, and God bless. Your dad from Texas.